wake-up music. Yes, my ancestors of the slavery of the past. It's gonna give me what I gotta do. But I ain't gotta move fast. I'm just cruise. Keep doing what I do. Yeah, from me to you, we never lose. Something that I always say while I get on the mic this way. I don't believe in fate, I believe in action. But there will be no reaction with my tactics. Get it out. Listen to the power coming out my mouth. Hey, Brother Ace. Yeah, what's next? Listen to nature. I'm here. Ain't no fear. The end is near. I'm here. I can't have no fear. My ancestors is here. Have no fear. Raw. Yeah, no fear. The end is near. My ancestors here. I can't have no fear. Here. I can't have no fear. Man, please hear. My ancestors here. I keep on coming with the tactics. Get up on the mic here with my tactics. I don't care if life just act up, yeah, and the haters matches back up. I'ma do this straight up my dome, yeah, got my own, yeah, in my home. Keep doing this, yeah, I don't care if I'm wrong, yeah, I'ma own up to it. And it's like, yo, I can't have no bitch, yeah, stay up on the track and I love to spin. Man, it is so smooth, yeah, while I cruise, yeah, I'm trying to be a good dude. Something, man, that I always say something to make you live every day. Yeah, want you to be happy and say, yeah. Pray for your family, making it through, yeah. I'm on this mic, yeah, I'm trying to school, but I don't think I'm better than you. Just want you to win and figure to be the best you can. And you stand in this life, gotta be a grown man, yeah. Now I overstand in this life, living in this land, yeah. Things come against me, but I still on this mic, how I get it in this beat, how I breathe. Have no fear, have no fear. My ancestors everywhere. The end is near. Listen, man, just hear. Have no fear. Look within. You can win. You can make it. There is no end. Be forced with the wind. How I do it, tip my breath. Gotta get through it. How I do it, something do. Something gotta do. You ain't gotta understand why to get up on this beat, but there's the only way that I see. Yeah, never will stop and I never will drop. And you know I meditate a lot. And to keep that stain in my brain on the ground, yeah, no, I remain. I never in this life will I go insane. Yeah, I don't care if you know my name. Yeah, in this life I'm responsible, and never will I place no blame. Yeah, keep doing this on this track, yeah, and to the top is my aim. And I never ever too proud. Listen to the words coming out my mouth.
All right, brothers and sisters, and our fellow spell breakers, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And that was an example of just going straight off nature when we tap into it. And a lot of us that do have skills and gifts, we can just come off our spirit and we can just tap in, which I'm gonna get into. And so again, thank the current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you, brother, sister, and family that takes the time out of your day to listen to a brother. So again, welcome to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And we're going to get into it, brothers and sisters, and rest in peace and empire, DMX, because that's what that energy, that's where we're drawing that energy from today. Brother DMX, as we all know, was a very powerful brother. And he's going to be our inspiration today. And I have two other artists that I want to speak on and that had that DMX energy. And yep, I got to get to the mojo. Sometimes the old computer be acting up. So yeah. But again, thank those that's been listening to Father and Son discussions by Lord Lamont and myself. We really have come a long way, he and I, discussing things, and even through our challenges, because as I say, nothing Lord Lamont and myself, we go through struggles too. You know, not I wouldn't say struggles, I would say challenges, as our great philosophers say. Brother and sister, salute for our warriors, our fellow spell breakers. That great divine and mama nature will bring along our path, and that can be brother and sister, even in our family. It's just a matter of what that clarity we have, that divine clarity, where we can see, we can balance things, you know. And it's wonderful to get to that space when we can, you know, emphasis on finally. It's wonderful. So again, salute to DMX, rest in peace and in power. And his spirit is still alive, you know. And again, rest in peace and in power to our ancestors. You know, their body may lay to rest, but their spirit lives on through melanated brothers and sisters. And you know, I always salute. That's why I got that in my description. I don't play about things like that. Like I've said, I don't play about death. I don't play about God. And I don't play with my life or other people's life and our ancestors and what they did. I so appreciated how powerful they really were. If you break it down as brother, sister, that was a general and a warrior. And that was younger or older, far or near. You know, that could be in our families, historians, you name it. You know, we tapped into that inner divine power, and the rest is history. And a lot of us are standing in that divine power right now. And it's not always a big scale thing or a scene thing. Only we know if we harbor or hold that divine power deep within. You know, we gotta, as a culture, it's time to talk powerful and be powerful. Of course, do what we say, you know what I'm saying? We gotta back it up with action, of course. But it's time to think cosmic, you know? It's time to stop thinking that we can't be that powerful. You know, it's time to do away with that kind of shit. And again, it's not an ego thing. And it's not a cocky thing, you know, it's a true to oneself. That divine Kemet power, you know. So when you get up in levels of awareness or age, you know, we begin to step into that king and queen power, you know. We begin to know the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and we don't mix the two, you know. We can try, but let me know how that work out. Because according to principles of that great divine and mama nature, it works off natural energy, not confusion. It goes according to principles, not rules or laws. And we can breathe and move smooth through this life that way. And obstacles won't mean nothing anymore. So a lot of us that are true to our soul as brother, sister, family, whether younger or older, a lot of us that know ourselves, obstacles ain't shit to us, you know. So let's get into it, brothers and sisters and family. And salute to Lord Lamont, who played the guitar at the beginning of a podcast we just did recently. It was in the, you know, I always got, it's called a nature podcast, and I showed it did have a little bit of water on it. I thought it didn't, but it showed the mountains, the beautiful mountains in the sky. I put that in the end screen, and we had a wonderful conversation. And he played the guitar at the beginning, and I played some of his music because look for Lord Lamont's music, and of course L'Oreal Lyrical, my cousin, rest in peace and in power. Her music and Lord Lamont music is right here on our channel. Because as I said, those in my family, my biological, their spirit is with me. Whenever I speak, walk, and talk, they with me, you know. So I keep that spirit alive because that's what we're supposed to do. Because as I said in the past, folks, we all going to be ancestors one day. So what are we going to leave behind? And I'm not talking about digitally, just in life in general. So be a righteous warrior out here. Let nothing stop us from being the generals that a lot of us have become. Brother, sister, family, younger or older. But again, salute to Lord Lamont and L'Oreal Lyrical, as I said. And their music is right here on one's channel. And he played the heck out of the guitar, you know. And Lord Lamont, man, it's came a long way. So let's get into it, brothers and sisters. Let's embrace that energy of DMX. And I got two other artists I want to speak on that I think is real to the soul, real talk. So DMX is our inspiration today. And let's get into it, brothers and sisters. Without further ado, and this is a message from DMX, rest in peace and in power. Let that fire refine us. Go through that fire. I don't care what we're facing, you know. If we've blazed through impossible fires before us, what makes you think we won't get through the fires we're coming through now, if some of us are? Because again, just recognize things are coming at us at all angles or every angle. And we begin to strategically break that shit down, you know. No more being afraid. Fear is not even an option, you know. And again, it's not about being hard. It's not about being tough. It's not about being no gangster. It's about standing up for who we are as generals and thinking of the what it took to get us to a place of wholeness, as Brother Kwaku say, or still peace, and let nothing interfere with that, because we can breathe, and live the best life we can possibly live, and put out some positive energy when we can, whether the world sees it or not. Guess what two forces do see it? The great divine and Mama Nature. What I always say, folks, is the author of patience and time. So it sees all, knows all. Been knowing us since birth, those two forces. So I'm telling you, when you really become aware and you start connecting with other warriors that when are on the same alignment, we'll begin to look at that great divine and those powerful forces, Mama Nature. We begin to look at it a whole different way. And that's something that DMX was trying to show us. And I showed this depiction of him on the banner here and or thumbnail. I showed it before when my son and I did a podcast called we spoke on, it was Lupe Fiasco it was on the banner, and this particular picture here on the banner here was on the thumbnail because we talked about DMX and Lupe Fiasco, but Lupe Fiasco was on the banner. It's right here on our channel. And so I'll put that in the end screen, and I put the one where we had the mountains and Never Fear the Unknown. That's the most recent podcast Lord Lamont and I did recently. So that'll be in the end screen. And the one I did with DMX it has the same picture on the thumbnail, but Lupo Fiasco on the banner. And it's that song he did called Superstar. And we all know Lupo Fiasco, one of the realest brothers to ever be in the hip hop realm. You know what I'm saying? Salute to rappers like Lupo Fiasco. And again, I spelled his name wrong on the banner, so that was a mistake. If you see, it says Lupo, but I meant to say Lupe, and I kept saying it all through the podcast. But he's definitely a great brother, and we all like the song Kick Push. My son and I talk about that all the time. But yeah, I put that in the end screen, and I was just bringing that up because the same picture that's on the banner here with DMX. Salute, rest in peace and in power, the powerful DMX. And so that's what's on the thumbnail of that. So I just bringing that up. But again, this is a message from the great DMX. Let that fire refine us, that divine fire, that is, and don't let outside wicked entities. It's time for us to start thinking more powerful. We are some powerful beings. All of us can be, but again, melanated brothers and sisters, we have a different magnetism, and we are cosmic beings. That's another message from DMX. These both our inspiration. We draw on that energy from DMX, and we know how powerful he was. Yep. So again, let that fire refine us, brothers and sisters. Go through it. Any pain, anything we feel, whether it's from the world, ourselves, family, etc. Go through it so we can see that powerful part of ourselves. Don't let our body, our human flesh, because our human flesh can be, man, it wants what it wants when it wants it. If we relied on our human flesh, think about it. So conquer our soul, conquer our spirit, watch what we see, hear, and feel, and call down protection on our mind, body, and soul so we can stay clear. If we're able to help oneself, whether it's in the world, personal lives, as I always say, if we can't help ourselves physically, mentally, and the old spiritual, get help from something we trust, please, because I know what it's like to have ways and sways of the world or some kind of handicap, or you might even have a child that has a handicap. We all have different challenges or battle we may be facing or have to go through, but go through it. Again, I always do a little meditation and a little reflection of those fires we always blaze through. Great divine don't bring us through fires for nothing, because as Lord Lamont and I said, we don't do coincidences. Signs, synchronicities, and dreams, brothers and sisters, those are all windows into that cosmic world. And when we step into the unknown, as Lord Lamont and I spoke on, we will see that we are cosmic beings. It's not just cosmic talk. No, we gotta, that doubt is what get us. That fear is what make us not thinking we're big. And we can do it in a intellectual way, not an ego-driven way or cocky or conceited. No, just a balanced, divine way. Because a very strong, godly, a beast, but in a righteous way, like DMX was. So, and again, He's definitely a brother. It wasn't his time to go. It really wasn't. But I'm glad that he made the impact he did. So salute. And artists like him. So of course I got a summary on Let That Fire Refine Us, and we in the city. So if you hear the background, forgive me. But yeah, I always notice when I get ready to speak, it's always some kind of distraction or so-called distraction, because it ain't gonna stop me once I step into that zone. But anyway, yeah, I got a summary. I got a couple of summaries that I want to break down on Let the Fire Refine Us, and I'm gonna dive in even deeper on that we are cosmic being brothers and sisters. Not some, we all can be. It's in all of us. Great Divine put all of us on this planet for a reason, or a purpose. We just got to know what that is. And don't let social media discourage us, because I know these sometimes, like posting on YouTube sometimes can, especially for us that maybe have a low views and low subscriptions, stuff like that. For those that really mean well to their soul, this cosmic world is beyond this social media shit. I just want to make that clear. We always gotta keep always say, look at this world, like put a magnifying glass on this world and know what the fuck it is. That's how we stay tapped in to that cosmic part of ourselves. So I'm saying that to say, now we do have righteous brothers and sisters who may have platforms, big or small. Now I want to speak on my small platforms, as myself. I've been through that though. That again, that's a part of refining ourselves, and that fire. Social media plays a part too, because you really have to have your psyche in check to really know to keep from underestimating the power of this thing. Real talk. So I'm saying that to say, for those of us that have a small platform, keep going. Remember what you, especially if you're a speaker and you're trying to reach people and you really are sharing experiences, you want to uplift people. There's nothing wrong with that, but we got to be strong too, because as I like to say, Great Divine, Mama Nature are the two most gentlest forces ever, but they're also the most powerful. They're not punks. It's not this little small thing. Again, you get up in that cosmic world, you'll see how powerful these forces is. Can wipe us all off this planet. So it's the two most powerful forces we'll ever experience in this life. Facts, hands down. So that's how we got to think of Great Divine, Mama Nature, that higher power. So use that to center oneself and just look at the platform as a place of expression. I even made a video called I Have Graduated from the Expectations of Social Media. It was something like that. I made it just, because again, another thing that centers us, don't forget what we started doing this in the first place. If we do have a platform, again, it's more than just social media shit, but it's nice, and don't take it for granted. And just keep moving, just keep grooving, and go with what's in your heart, and just go with it, and let Great Divine do what it do. Because as I said a minute ago, Great Divine and Mama Nature is the author of patience and time. Great Divine hasn't forgot about those who really do want to reach the world or people or a family, but just gotta be firm at the same time. Also gotta keep that intuition heightened. But don't get discouraged, because another thing, you got to look at some of these platforms. For one, they're not ours, unfortunately. I mean, we speaking on them, the art is ours, the content is ours and all that, but it's really not ours at the end of the day. So you got to kind of keep that in mind too. But it's good to have your own independent content, stuff like that, and and talk about things to inspire people, hard truths, or sometimes laugh. It's just good to do that. But when it's coming from an authentic place, it's beautiful. So again, as YouTube can discourage you sometimes, and when I say that, I'm not talking about our warriors in our circles, our families, or brothers and sisters we are connected with. Not that. I'm talking about the wicked entities that try to discourage content creators. I'm talking about that. Those outside of our families and brothers and sisters, and those who are aware know what I mean. So, oh yeah, they will try to discourage you, try to keep your videos from getting out and keep your views from going up. All this, that, and the third. You got to know these things, but don't let that discourage you. See, that's refining ourselves through that fire. But again, I'm just using social media as an example, but take that same example and use it in the world, and tell yourself, fuck that devil, talk down on that devil, Do you know how powerful Mama Nature and Great Divine is? The devil will have shit on those two forces. Are you kidding me? The devil is like a baby compared to that great divine and Mama Nature. Real talk. You know, the devil can't do shit without that great divine. Real talk. So really, like I said, don't be a host. If one is a host and don't have no awareness and always say willy-nilly, free falling through life, I've said this before, danger, danger, danger. Because as I told Lord Lamont, an idle mind that's not exploring or meditating and slowing down and paying attention to life and things that is important is the devil's playground. So don't give that devil no fucking room. And I don't give a damn, you know. So be careful on the social media. Just if you are a positive brother or sister, you know, whether you're adult or young, keep going. And just know when we got right in our heart, just a hinkling of righteous in our heart, that gives something great divine and Mama Nature can work with, like DMX, you know. And I've heard so many artists say how powerful he was at the concerts, you know, and not too many people come against DMX. DMX was a force to be reckoned with. That's why Jay-Z was scared of DMX. Real talk, you know. But you know what? That's why I say it's a waste of time to take the body, because if it's a warrior spirit, the spirit lives on. Real talk. And DMX spirit still out here. They ain't went nowhere. Tupac spirit, he's still speaking from the grave. So is Biggie. So all those that tried to rid those who was speaking truth to the world, you wasted your fucking time. Because again, the body may lay to rest, but that righteous warrior spirit lives on. And that's past historians from decades ago up until now. You know, divine power and a brother and sister that was a warrior before they left this planet can never be stopped. So again, fuck the devil. Real talk. Devil is a punk. That's how you gotta talk down. You know, we are the cosmic beings, those of culture, melanated brothers and sisters, and those who aren't playing with their divine power. Let that fire refine us, you know, like the great DMX did. So I got a couple of other brothers I want to speak on, and of course I want to read this summary on the brother DMX, the great DMX. That's why I got a crown by his name, and on the other side I got a flame, got a fire, but that's all of us, you know. Let that fire refine us, that divine fire, that is. All right. So thank you, DMX. And again, this is a message from DMX. I was inspired when I looked at the picture. That's the first thing popped in my spirit. And we all know what's on the banner here and the other podcast Lord Lamont and I did. Salute. I can't remember what the name of that was. The podcast he and I did, but we spoke on other artists in there too. Lupe Fiasco and DMX. I can't remember what the title of it was. But I'll put it in the end screen. If it pop up in my spirit, I'll speak on it. But I'll put that in the end screen. But leaders and teachers with a student spirit. I like reading because it's good for our what? Say it together, folks. Cognitive functions. Let's go. Let's read a summary about the great DMX. Well, I got a crown right by his temple, and I got a flame by the other side of his temple on the banner here. And that represents us too, as warriors out here, our fellow spell breakers, as I got on the banner. Let's go. Brother DMX. You know, a lot of us know what he did. I just want to read the summary. You know, we spending time with Brother DMX right now, you know. All right, let's go. Earl Simmons, December 18th, 1970, the year I was born. Wow. April 9th, 2021, known professionally as the great DMX, was an American artist, songwriter, and actor. His associates, let me see. Oop, forgive me. Accolades, my bad. Excuse me, y'all. His accolades, I've never said that word. His accolades included an American Music Award, a Billboard Music Award, and 6 Grammy Award nominations. Regarded as an influential figure in the late 1990s and 2000s, and one of the greats of hip-hop. Salute. His music is characterized by his aggressive rapping style, his powerful rapping style, with lyrical content varying from hardcore themes to prayers. And we know he was a deep, deep prayer, not that superficial crap. And we are, as many artists say, DMX didn't play when it came to prayer. It might have been through somewhat of a different way, you know, than some of us that are aware now, but He meant it when he prayed. He meant it from the pit of his soul, and that's what the great divine can work with, as well as Mama Nature. All right, his violent lyricism helped popularize the hardcore genre, and he was what we would call a righteous gangster. He was honest. However he came, it came authentically from the pit of his soul. And every time you heard DMX, like this song here on the banner here, they don't know who we be, man. And you hear the energy in that song, and he was frustrated in that song and the energy. And we all seen the video, man. That's why I chose this on the banner, real talk, and I loved it, So again, and that's a question from DMX, from his spirit, do we know who we be? Real talk. So it's beautiful when we do, but some of us, do we really know who we be? And this, I'm telling you, never underestimate the power of social media and or media, because we got grown ass adults that's just letting this social media just rule them. It's crazy. Some of these celebs, I mean, wow, like little kids. It don't make no sense. So, and that's what social media do to you without you even realizing it. All right, so salute to the great DMX. And again, forgive me for fumbling that word. His accolades, I've never said that word. ACCOLADES. Sometimes I fumble words, but but salute to the great DMX. Born the same year as me. Wow. So he would have been 56 right now, because that's what I am. Wow. Let me see. Yep. 1970, December 18th. Wow, that is amazing. All right, so I want to speak on, let me see. Yeah, we ain't gonna get to this hip hop break yet. Excuse me for the little pause there. Yeah, but again, salute to the great DMX. Again, he's our inspiration today, so I got him on the banner. And I want to give 2 salutes to 2 other artists. Then we're gonna get to this hip hop break. And at the beginning of the intro there, that's a song called "Just Here." I wanted to play that through, and that song, I wanted to show an example of We Are Cosmic Beings, and I freestyled that song, not to sound like I'm bragging on nothing like that. I just felt it in that moment, and I used nature. As you can see, you can hear the birds chirping. I was gonna say twerking, but you hear the birds chirping, and you hear nature in that song, and it's beautiful when we can really educate ourselves about nature, and it's wonderful, and studying about principles. And and our melanated brothers and sisters, again, tap into that Kemet power that our warriors had decades upon decades ago. So yeah, that was at the beginning called "Just Here," and I just wanted to play that. And I was really, it's like, and I know a lot of artists feel like this. It's like sometimes, you had those moments where you just aligned and everything just clicks. And it's beautiful. So when I made that song, that's what I felt, because I really do love hip hop. I love all music, though, a lot of genres, not just hip hop. But as I said, folks, hip hop is my first love. That's why you hear me talk about it so much. So I was really feeling that song in the beginning. And again, salute to all my underground warriors out there, brother or sister, male or female, that love music the way I do, any kind of genre, and don't give a shit about limelight, and just love our art, and just appreciate our gift and craft that great divine has given us. All right, so I want to salute 2 brothers that I really admire. All right, let's go with Chameleonaire. Very dope and smart. If you do your research on Chameleonaire, that's a smart brother. He's an intelligent ass brother, and he is very savvy when it comes to his finances. That's why this wicked ass industry couldn't get to him, and he's low key for a reason. He moves strategically, so salute to Chameleonaire. A lot of young artists, coming up artists, can learn a lot from Chameleonaire. Real talk. He's another Master P. Real talk. He's very educated. He's like a 2026 Master P. Real talk. The dude is dope. So check out Chameleonaire. I really did. I've done some, and I've done past hip hop heavy hitters where I do tributes to artists, and he has been on the list. I've talked about Lord Lamont and myself. We've talked about so many artists. I'm not talking about, but spoke on so many artists, and not just hip hop, a lot of genres, but a lot of them been hip hop, because he loves hip hop too. But as you can see, he can play the guitar, so he likes soft rock, stuff like that, and blues and grass music. That's kind of stuff Lord Lamont likes too. So we gotta educate ourselves about different kinds of music. It's good. It's good for the soul. Yeah, but again, salute to Chameleon there, cause he dope, man. He not just dope on the mic. He dope in real life. So salute to artists like that. All right, I'm gonna give another salute to Redman, who had a dope ass freestyle he just did maybe a couple weeks ago. Man, I heard Redman, and he had that, and he takes you back when you hear this freestyle, and I'm sure everybody heard it. Again, salute to Method Man too, but Lord Lamont and I, we didn't spoke on Method Man on many occasions, but just wanted to kind of put the spotlight on Redman a little bit. Man, and it was like he took me back, because we all know Redman got that. Well, him and Method Man got that energy. But I'm just kind of speaking on Redman. He had that same energy. I was like, he took you back to the young Redman. He's like, he never lost it. And you hear it, we all heard it. It go, and he killed that shit. It was dope. And he was speaking up. I can remember some of the verses, but from what I can remember from listening to it, he was speaking on being underground, and he was speaking on how everybody got podcasts, and he was speaking on how he's doing he on some different shit down low where everybody on the surface. I mean, it's dope. You had to hear his verses. They were dope. My son and I was like, whoa, yeah. So salute to Redman, still dope. And that's another artist that a lot of upcoming artists and maybe new to this punk ass matrix, this industry. That's another person that artists can learn from, as well as Method Man. Salute. So salute to those brothers, as we all know, a part of the Wu-Tang, and all the brothers in Wu-Tang, from the artists to the beat makers and producers. That's part of that group, because that's definitely a legendary group. And all groups like Wu-Tang, because they definitely have that DMX energy. So all those brothers I just spoke on, they all have that DMX energy, real talk. So, and both of them have spoke on DMX, if I'm not mistaken. I know I heard Redman, he spoke on, Redman has too, but Method Man, he spoke on DMX, how powerful he was on stage, and how he would have the audience literally crying and emotional. So that's power, man, because when DMX prayed, and I'm not I'm talking about something way beyond just a superficial prayer. He went to the depths of his soul when he prayed. That's why I always say deep meditation and/or deep prayer really get as brothers and sisters. This is how we tap into that cosmic, powerful part of ourselves, get into the depths, the bowels of our soul, and really get serious and honest with ourselves. Then things will begin to manifest. I don't care where we are or what we think we are. If we're able to help ourselves, if we're healthy, mind, body, and soul. I always got to reiterate that. If we don't have any handicaps, but, and because again, I know we got children that may have handicaps or some kind of something that we're born with, stuff like that. Again, we all have different challenges and some kind of battle we're facing, but face it, let that fire refine us, so we can be on the other side. Like I say, the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome, we've had enough of them. It's time to tap in and stop playing and be that cosmic being, because we are cosmic beings. So that's a message from the great DMX. Rest in peace and in power. And again, salute to all righteous, aggressive, righteous gangster artists out there that ain't taking no shit from this punk ass matrix. I salute you. And the warriors that aren't that are not artists, just those in general, who are standing up and know that they are cosmic beings. Let that fire refine us, brothers and sisters. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break. And salute to those artists I named, and anyone standing up tall, brother, sister, family, younger or older, and ain't giving that devil no fucking room at all. We can't give that devil no room, no crack, no. We gotta keep our divine spirit airtight at all costs, straight up, especially in these times. That's why you hear me say 1,000 times, no, never, and I mean this, never underestimate the power of this world, ways and sways of wicked entities, weak as that be, and social media and or media. Now these things can be challenging to do, but we got to make it happen. We got to practice these things so we can stay on this purpose, and also so we can know the purpose Great Divine has called us for. Because Whoo, I gotta reiterate it. I sound like a broken record. We all have a divine ability and or skill or some kind of cosmic power, you know. We just gotta know what that is, you know. And it's not about being special or different well, we are different or better than no one. It's about tapping into something we've always had, straight up, especially melanated brothers and sisters. And then when we do get to that divine space, we begin to thank thee, because that's the first song. The first song is Thanking Thee, and the next one is Love Being Black, you know. Embrace your blackness. Study it, you know. Study our Kemet brothers and sisters, you know. Go in deeper into our black culture. So we really have an appreciation for it. Don't focus so much on the negative shit. You know, there are some wonderful cosmic things about melanated culture. All right, so the first song is Thanking Thee. You know, and anyone that has a divine spirit, but it's up to you, you know. All right. Let me see. All right. We should be examples to one another. You know, everyone can be a leader. But it starts from deep, deep, as we all say. Deep, 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 deep within the bowels of that core. All right. First song is Thanking Thee, because that's who we better thank every day when we wake up. Real talk. That great divine and Mama Nature, because those two forces watches over us all day, every day. Sometimes we don't even know we're being protected. That's why you hear me say calling down protection from that great divine. For ourselves, for ourselves and from ourselves, I would always say, so we never ever become our own worst enemy. So thank thee, that great divine, for protecting us, our families and stuff, you know, out here in this wicked ass world. So be back after this, thanking thee.
Gee, I'm thanking that great divine for one's children and my family and brothers and sisters. I'm thanking thee, gee, for being up in me, protecting children and my family. Gee, I gotta thank thee, gee, for being up in me, protect my children and my family. Man, I gotta thank thee, gee, for being up in me, protect my children and my family. Gee, I gotta thank thee, I gotta divine, yeah, for being up in me, protect my children and my family. Yeah, being up in E, and I stay up on these songs. This how I stay strong. I always stay connected to the divine zone. I never ever stop and hip hop. I love to drop. Keep that love in my spirit. Keep it alive. I'm moving on. And yeah, living long. And know we do this to stay around. And we own. And when we righteous in the belly of our soul, I want that for my family and my sisters and my bros. Yeah. Energy, man. Gotta keep it in thee. Yeah. And I'm thanking great divine for being in me. Yeah. And making me never stop. Giving others their props. And good energy, gotta keep it alive. Yeah, I'm thanking thee, gee, for being in me. Yeah, protect my kids and my family. Gee, while we out here in the streets, brothers and sisters, man, I'm thanking thee for everything, man, I've been through. Yeah, that's why in this life, generals don't lose. Never. My warriors and my soldiers are here. We never standing down. No. And godly people here, and we still around. Right. Never stopping, I always dropping. I do this a lot, and I love the bottom, as I say, F the top. Good things, and I'm stay wise in this life, and I never repeat toxic shit twice. Yeah, let's go, thanking thee, gee, for being up in me. Yeah, protect my children and my family. Yeah, and while we out here in the streets, brothers and sisters, man, I'm thanking thee for being up in me, protect my children and my family. Yeah, yeah, while we out here in the streets, great divine.
Real talk. Protect us while we out here in these streets. Yes, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. Real talk. So let's get to the next song. And I just recently uploaded this called Love Being Black. But we are in Black History Month. So Great Divine is showing up and showing out. And old brother EBXCARES. I just been feeling inspiration. And you know, and that's another thing, brothers and sisters. Anyone listening, you feel And it's something that really you really can't explain. It's something we feel. We feel a divine inspiration that kind of makes you feel happy. Go with that. Whatever our creative gift is, please tap into it. Because again, Lord Lamont talked about a long time how I didn't do music and certain gifts. I don't know if it was fear or whatever it was, but it's just amazing when we step into it. And do what that great divine has called us to be or do, as well as Mama Nature. Never ever live by the expectations of the world, person, place, thing, and or social media. If you're not hurting yourself or no one else, whatever that great divine purpose has in your heart, that's what we go with. If it gives you goosebumps, that's a sign from that great divine. Like some music we hear. Sometimes we can hear music that give us goosebumps. And that's a great feeling when you just feel inspired about something. You get goosebumps. I'm like, ooh, man, I've got to do this. Yeah, so it's a gift to be able to speak, see, hear, and feel. Because you got to remember, folks, there's some people that can't speak, some people that can't see, So, again, don't take life for granted. Life can be beautiful when one has that divine clarity, And, all right, so this song is Love Being Black. And, again, I just uploaded this song couple days ago, I think, but that's for those who may not have heard it yet. Love being black, embrace our black culture. Be back after this. Wake up music, yeah. I love being black. If I went away and I came back, I still be black, and that is a fact. I love being black. Yeah. If I transition, I went away and I came back, yeah, I still be black, and that is a fact. Salute to all my black kings that standing our ground and doing our thing. Yeah. And standing like a soldier, no time to sing. Yeah. Wrong things in our heart and stay off the scene. Yeah. Observation and stay deep up in the soul. Keep on having meditation for my sisters and my bros. Yeah. My family too, man, we gotta make it through. Yeah, good things, positive, can't have no blues. No, gotta have clarity all up in the brain. Gotta stay focused in this life while we on this plane. Yeah, I'ma do what I gotta do to make it through, because I want my brothers and sisters to win and never lose. Seeing clear in this life, never be confused. Yeah, put that good energy in my families and my dudes. Yeah, we the black kings, yeah, the rulers of this earth. Yeah, gotta have good in and never ever hurt. Man, I love being black, black. If a transition, a man that went away, I still be black, and that is a fact. Salute to my brothers and sisters and family. Man, I love being black. If I went away, man, and I came back, I still be black, and that is a fact. Salute to my black kings and my sisters that's out here standing on facts. Yeah, keep on pushing through, cause of what the great divine called me and all of us to do. Gotta stick to the truth. It's something that's a fire in the belly and the soul. Man, that keep us going. Mother Nature keep us on the go. Never stopping, never is a no option. Yeah, fuck the devil, cause we now see I'm touching the whole world. Man, just agree to agree, and gotta watch out for the real enemy. Man, I love being black, and that is a fact. If a transition, I went away, and I came back, I still be black, and that is a fact. Salute. Real talk. If I transition and went away, I still be black. And you know who said that? Mike Epps. Real talk, because it's again, if we pay attention to the beautiful things we can do, we would embrace our culture, and again, tap into that Kemet power, what our warriors did. Think of all the things our ancestors, the little amount of resources they had, be empathic and put ourselves in their shoes, so to speak, and look how they still persevere. And you got people out here that's got fucking everything and still ain't satisfied. See, that's why one has to be balanced in their spirit and be appreciative of what they have, and watch out for that spirit of desperation. That's the worst thing. That's the worst time to make a decision when you that spirit of desperation. That can be relationship, a major financial decision, or something on social, especially social media, because everything's being recorded. That's another thing I keep bringing up. My son and I were speaking on. Study Akashic records. Go back and study that kind of stuff. That's kind of what we're living in. Real talks, And I'm not the only one. Other, speakers and those who have studied Kemet power and stuff like that, they know about the Akashic records, and we're literally living in that time. And social media can really consume you and take you over and have you being something that you're not. So we got to stay away from that and be as real and authentic as we possibly can. And again, for those who may be just starting and maybe have a low count, again, we got to go above and beyond, social media. But don't let social media discourage you. Those who are positive and mean well to the heart, brother or sister that are gifted to have a platform, because it's got to be beyond that. But stay with it and stay positive and don't get discouraged, because wicked evil entities, as I said, on the outside of our warriors and our families and brothers, that's what their job is, to discourage us. Because even those with big platforms, they try to discourage them too, those who are real. Because I've seen, I'm connected to brothers and sisters, and I've seen, well, mainly brothers I've seen, not really sisters, but this one channel I used to watch called Uprising, they used to attack his channel. He a white dude. They used to attack his channel all the time. But mostly all the brothers, a lot of brothers I've connected to, I've one brother, they used to attack his channel a lot, but it was a blessing in disguise, because they attacked his channel, and now his channel is and he's a good brother. He's real, and I'm speaking in code, but his channel is even better now than it was. So, that's what I'm saying. When you're right in your heart and you're in your right, great divine will protect us, no matter what evil, wicked that be, or wicked entities or this punk ass matrix try to do. When you let that fire refine us, brothers and sisters, and this is anybody, but I'm stopping on melanated brothers and sisters, because again, we have a different magnetism. Great divine gave us a different kind of gift, a different kind of, again, magnetism. We can take the sun. It's the reason for that. We are electrons. Remember, we are conductors of electricity. That's why we get downloads. That's why things can just pop in our spirit. We can be inspired by something. One minute we can just be sitting still. Next minute we'll get an inspiration to pop in our brain. Bam. Next minute we doing a speech, or we're doing a song, or we're writing. Anything creative. I'm just using those things as an example. That things just drop in our spirit, and it's beautiful when we pay attention to that and we know what it is and we just let it flow naturally. So it's beautiful to get to that point and finally know, as great as the message we got from DMX, that we are cosmic being brothers and sisters. But melanated brothers and sisters, if we only knew the power we possess, I'm talking about, an honorable power, not power over nothing or anything, just let it flow naturally. Like what? Great divine and mama nature. So I just wanted to stop and speak on that for a minute. So don't let wicked evil entities discourage us, brothers and sisters. Keep forging forward and through this punk ass matrix. Fuck the devil. All right, now I want to read a message I got from a sister, actually off of Facebook, because I have been browsing a little bit lately. I haven't been posting, but as I said a few videos ago or podcasts ago, I've been connecting with some wonderful sisters on there. So I want to read. She had a message called Divine Masculine, and I get this message from DMX too, and brothers who are in tune with their spirit. Be thankful for brothers who know themselves, sisters too, but brothers, it's just nice, Again, great divine, if we are in clarity and we are centered, we know who the warriors are in our circles, and we also know who our allies are. As I said, I know who my allies are, brother or sister, even in my family. I know who they are. All right, let's go. Let's read this message, and we're gonna get to a couple of, maybe one summary, because I got 4 spellbreaker statements. I want to read this divine masculine summary, and then I got one more summary, and then 4 spellbreaker statements. All right. Thank those for riding along. I appreciate you. May that great divine be in our life. Keep us powerful, strong, vigilant, and prospering. That's brother, sister, family, in the world, online. Let's go. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Divine masculine. And this is from a sister named, her name is Anne Marie Goville is G-I-A, Gainville, Gian, yeah, Ville. Her name is Sister Anne Marie Gainville, and this is a message that she posted on Facebook, which I thought was dope, and it's called the Divine Eternal Energy. Okay, divine masculine, an awakening man or brother, leads with love and integrity. He has healed his masculine wounds and knows exactly who he is or she is. He is deeply he is deeply present and in tune with his emotions. He is in perfect harmony with the divine feminine. He lays down his ego and with true masculine energy demonstrates what it is like to return to love. Right. As Atala Shabazz said, salute Malcolm X daughter, rest in peace and in power, said he was gentle but firm. So that's what I get out of that. And the same with sisters, gentle but firm, that masculine, feminine energy, understanding the masculine and understanding or understanding or overstanding the feminine and not mixing the two. I don't care who we are, as again, people take that God give us free will too far. They try to make it their own thing. You go against nature, there's going to be some problems down the road. Whether it's sooner or later, there's going to be some kind of problem. Whenever you go against something natural, it's always going to be confusion. There's no way around that, whether it's subtle or aggressive. That's how Mother Nature works, because positive energy and negative energy cannot work together. It's impossible. So, because positive energy connects to natural energy or power. So ponder that. All right, now let's get to this summary. Then I'm going to get to these 4 spellbreaker statements. Let's speak on refining ourselves in fire, divine fire, that is, and coming out sharp, clear-headed, and full-on powerful, in a righteous way. Let's go. The refiners of fire is a metaphor for a great divine, using trials, suffering, and challenges to purify, strengthen, and sanctify knowers, not just believe, knowers, removing impurities like sin, pride, and fear. Similar to refining gold or silver, this process is intended not for destruction, but to cleanse, build character, and bring knowers closer to that great divine. So that's what it's for. Hardships, like Lord Lamont talked about. And I said, I don't look at regret as regrets anymore. I look at it as lessons, and I always go back to, because some people be like boo-hooing, like you really have to like if things going on out of nowhere, you have to really do a divine inventory on your life. Like I said in the past, how I used to be when I wasn't aware, things I used to do. Some things I had to take accountability for. Some things that happened to me, some of it was karma, some of it may not, but some of it was karma, and some of it was fire, refining one's character. So, and it brings us up to speed to now, to the present. We be like, oh yeah, that's why I did this. Like Lord Lamont said, that's why that happened, or that's why this happened, or I did this. And think about it, folks. This what centers us too, brothers and sisters, family. This is what centers us too. Think of something that almost made us transition. Those are the moments. That's why it was meant for us to be here. Something that we thought was impossible, or those who may have had a near transition situation where it almost made your heart drop, where you almost left this planet. So you have to ponder that. So those are fires, and if you almost lost your life and you're still here, great divine and Mama Nature got you here for a reason. It's not a coincidence. That's a cosmic thing. To beat death is very cosmic, real talk. So I always said, a brother or sister or anyone that has transitioned and came back, I would want to know everything they know, because they definitely know about that cosmic world, So, and I've heard some stories about those who have transitioned and came back. So those some real teachers we need to learn from, real talk. We can really get to know that inner power within ourselves, because it's like, I don't want to take from another brother. I always hear another brother say universe. There really is like a little universe inside of us. It is like the universe within. It really is. So And that's not mine. I heard another brother say that, but it's unique, and it is. We do like kind of have an inner verse. We really do. So, yep, that's wonderful. The jewels we hear from warriors on our path, it's just beautiful. And that could be from brother, sister, or family, younger or older. We can even get a jewel from a child, real talk. We can learn a lot about ourselves listening to children. Don't just shut them down. Let them speak their truth. All right, let's get to these 4 spellbreaker statements, and I'm going to salute you divine warriors and spellbreakers on to your divine life, and thank those that's been listening and taking the time, whether it's a few minutes or you listen to the whole thing. Lord Lamont and myself, we appreciate it all. All right, let's get to it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Spellbreaker statement number 1. Time to tap in to that divine power and stop playing, because we have it in us, especially melanated brothers and sisters, All right. Spellbreaker statement number 2. Pay attention to divine signs. I always say signs, synchronicities, and dreams. Pay attention to divine signs, a divine sign or divine signs. It's very important, because that's a window into that cosmic world. Stop looking at things at random. I'll give an example. When I first moved to the Milltown, probably 2014. When I first moved up here, I came by bus. And this is how I know Great Divine had his eye on me, because sometimes we don't be aware. Great Divine always had his eye on us, as well as Mother Nature. But as soon as I got to, and this is not about being a doormat or helping everyone, but when Divine has a purpose, it's just little signs it'll put in front of us. So I want to give an example. When I first got to Milltown, and I came by bus, and I got to the bus station, it was a homeless guy. As soon as I got off the bus. Now, was that random? No. That could have been a test. It was up to me to figure out if that was a sign or not. I took it as a sign, because I run across homeless people all the time. And I know people have their different opinions on homeless people and stuff like that. And it ain't that I feel sorry for them. I go off, that principle of what you put out, what you get back. So that's how I look at it. Because every time I've given a homeless person something, or just helped someone in general, something good always happens. It always follows. Sometimes it's immediate, or sometimes it's down the road. And so I gave the homeless guy money. I don't care. It don't bother me. I didn't, So, but that's how I look at it. It's like I'm giving out to the universe, so to speak. And it's happened so many times. That's why I say I don't do coincidences. I've had too many signs happen. I've seen too many things. And not just in me. I've seen it in my family, Lord of mine, brothers and sisters, children, etc., So I don't do coincidences anymore. So that's why I do that. And it's not to, try to help everybody, nothing like that. Because some homeless people I may not give nothing to. Because that's where the intuition comes in. We got to know who we can help and who we can't, So with this particular homeless person, I gave him money because I took it as a sign. And I was like, wow, and I always felt that I was going to move to Milltown anyway. I always felt I was ordained to move up here. And it's like I kind of know, but I don't know. In my gut, I do. But Great Divine wanted me in Milltown for a reason. Because again, I don't do random and I don't do coincidences. So again, pay attention to any divine sign or signs. That it's very important, because that's the window into that cosmic world. All right, at least in my theory. All right, spellbreaker statement number 3. Call down divine protection on ourselves, others, children, family, and warriors in our circle. Don't just make everything about ourselves. That's what that cosmic world and this realm and that righteous ripple effect is all about. Because we'll get things we need anyway. Because remember, folks, Divine and Mama Nature knows what we need. So we just call down protection and say thank you. And the rest is history, real talk. Great Divine know what he doing. Mama Nature knows what she's doing. So let those forces do what it do. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 4. Always study things. Read and look up things and explore, and don't get stuck in this rat race. I always say never become a hamster on a wheel chasing that damn pellet. Smack that pellet away. And as I said, be a divine warrior out here, and say, fuck that devil, So that was the last one. And thank those for riding along and coming in to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And we'll be having another father and son discussion. We might have one during the week. I'm not sure. But if we don't have one during the week, it will be Saturday. Yep, Lord Lamont's doing well, and we're gonna have another. I think we're gonna have like a beat session at the beginning of the podcast. He's gonna play his guitar, and I got a beat machine or a beat pad on my tablet, and I'm gonna play some beats, and we might sing. We never know. We're just gonna flow with Mama Nature, and with that natural ability that we have, and just let it flow. Cause like life speaking is like a journey. You never know what we'll download in our spirit. It's beautiful, and that's a gift that great divine have given all of us. But I have to say, melanated brothers and sisters, we have a different magnetism. So, tap in, let that fire refine us, brothers and sisters. And this is a message from DMX. We are cosmic being brothers and sisters. So again, thank those for coming in. I just wanted to inspire and let out what I had in my spirit. Like I've said time and time again, when that great divine tell me to speak, I speak. When that great divine tell me to shut up, I shut up. So we're gonna outro with Just Here, the song that I played in the beginning. And thank those for coming in. I appreciate you, and stay with it. Stay the cosmic beings. We are, because that's a message from DMX. Rest in peace and empower. And salute to all underground rappers that ain't taking, or artists in any kind of genre that ain't taking no shit, and not letting wicked entities around us discourage us or stop us in any art that we have out there, even those outside of music that just have a craft and an art, whatever that is. Let nothing discourage or stop that, and keep on speaking that truth and reaching out, whether it's hard truth, because truth ain't all. We can be positive, but again, we got to go through that fire too. We got to get through them hard truths. That's what shape us and keep us firm, like Malcolm X. Rest in peace and empower. And salute to all those artists I named and spoke on in a little earlier in the podcast. So, yep. So, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna salute you, Divine Warrior Zone, to your divine life, and may the great divine keep us prospering and keep us strong in this life, brother, sister, family in the world, online. And again, from the brother DMX, it's a message from him. We are cosmic beings, we are. So let that great divine, let that divine fire refine us. Salute.
Wake up music. Yes, my ancestors have been slavery of the past. It's gonna give me what I gotta do, but I ain't gotta move fast. I'm just cruise. Keep doing what I do. Yeah, from me to you, we never lose. Something that I always say while I get on the mic this way. I don't believe in faith, I believe in action, but there will be no reaction with my tactics. Get it out. Listen to the power coming out my mouth. Hey, brother Ace. Yeah, what's next? Listen to nature. I'm here. Ain't no fear. The end is near. I'm here. I can't have no fear. My ancestors is here. Have no fear. Raw. Yeah, no fear. The end is near. My ancestors here. I can't have no fear. Here. I can't have no fear. Man, please hear. My ancestors here. I keep on coming with the tactics. Get up on the mic here with my tactics. I don't care if life just act up. Yeah, and the haters, man, just back up. I'ma do this straight up my dome. Yeah, got my own. Yeah, in my home. Keep doing this, yeah. I don't care if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'ma own up to it. In this life, yo, I can't have no fear. Yeah, stay up on the track and I love to spin. Man, it is so smooth. Yeah, while I cruise. Yeah, I'm trying to be a good dude. Something, man, that I always say something to make you live every day. Yeah, want you to be happy and say, yeah. Pray for your family, making it through. Yeah, I'm on this mic, yeah, I'm trying to school, but I don't think I'm better than you. Just want you to win and be good to be the best you can, and you stand. In this life, gotta be a grown man, yeah. Now I overstand. In this life, living in this land, yeah. Things come against me, but I still on this mic. How I get it in this beat, how I breathe. Have no fear, have no fear. My ancestors everywhere, the end is near. Listen, man, just hear, just hear. Have no fear. Look within. You can win. You can make it. There is no end. Be force with the wind. How I do it, tip my friend. Gotta get through it. How I do it. Something do. Something gotta do. You ain't gotta understand why to get up on this beat, but there's the only way that I see. Yeah, never will stop and I never will drop. And you know I better did a lot. And to keep that stain in my brain on the ground, yeah, no, I remain. I done never in this life will I go insane. Yeah, I don't care if you know my name. Yeah, in this life I'm responsible, and it never will I place no blame. Yeah, keep doing this on this track, yeah, and to the top is my aim. And I never ever ever too proud. Listen to the words coming out my mouth.